Welcome back. With our recipes content type made, we are now going to look at how we can make a list using Drupal's views system of each recipe that we've created. So far we have 4 recipes. If you would like to learn how to build this Bootstrap-based website from the ground up using Drupal 8, join me on Skillshare for 2 free months by clicking on the link in the description that we made from the recipes content type. So let's take a look at views. So as always, let's hop over to Google since we're introducing a new topic. Let's type in Drupal 8 views. And let's click on the first link. If you're interested in learning more about views, you can check out this link here. And at its core, what views allows you to do is dynamically fetch content from the database. So what's happening when we are creating recipes from the recipes content type is in our database, there's a spot for each one of these fields. Okay, so there's a spot for nutrition facts, for photos, for directions, and those spots are all tied to an overarching recipes category or table. So for each entry, so every time that we add a recipe, it goes into the recipes table, and there's a spot in the database for each one of these fields. Well, with views, what we can do is we can say, I want to fetch all of the titles, let's say, of recipes. So I want to fetch overnight oats, vegan waffles, vegan crepes, strawberry oatmeal breakfast smoothie. And I just want to take the title and maybe a few other of those fields that we just saw. You know, maybe we take the title, the image, and the description, which is what we're going to end up doing. And let's just make a list out of them, right? So that's what views allows you to do without having to program. And that's kind of the key part is Drupal is providing an incredibly powerful tool within an interface, a user interface, so that you can skip having to know how to program, really. And so for you, really all you have to learn is how to use views. So I hope that kind of makes sense. It's a large topic. Let's take a look at the recipes page. And so what we're going to do is create a view block and place it in this page. So let's start to do that. So under structure, let's hover down to views and add new view. Let's name this view recipes list. And under the view settings, we will make sure that content is checked. And let's make sure that we are getting all of the recipes content. We will not look for pages or articles. So perfect. So this is going to tell the view which content type to look for. And you'll notice here you can use this for a lot of things, for users, blocks, files, taxonomy, and even more as you begin to download additional modules. And the last thing is we will skip create a page because we already have a page made for recipes. So let's do add a block, and we will make this an unformatted list of fields, and that's really important. So make sure you have fields checked. And then let's make that 0. Or let's just make that blank. It should be the same if you go 0 or blank. But once you have all of that, let's do save and edit. Okay, and if you followed along here, you will now see at the bottom of the page a list of all of our recipes. That's really cool. All right, so what we're trying to do here is create a sort of display preview list so that the user can click on a recipe they're interested in looking and get more details. So in order to do that, let me actually just pop back over to a recipe that we already have created. So let's look at overnight chai oatmeal. And I think what we'll do is we will take the title, the body, we'll skip the directions, we'll skip the ingredients, nutrition facts, and the photo. Okay, we'll take those fields and we'll stick them all together so that they come out into a nice list. All right, so like I said, here we have fields, right? And then within this views administration window, we have an option to add fields. Of course, we already have our title here. So let's begin by adding our first field. So let's look at photo. Let's check photo. And let's also get the body, which is like the description in ours. And then let's also look for the nutrition facts. Cool. And we will add and configure fields. So you can see it'll go through each one that we've checked here. So we're looking at the body field, and we'll just keep everything default for right now. Nutrition facts, same deal. And for the image, let's make that medium and hit apply. That should work out. Okay, so then if we scroll down here, looks like there's an issue with my images for some reason. I will make sure to check that out. But you can see vegan waffles is correct there. So we have our title, we have a description and a nutrition fact, and it's looking pretty good. So the last step here is to make sure that we save it out. And okay, good. That was just must have been an error. All of the photos are back here. And cool, that's looking better already. We have a list of our recipes that we could then use throughout the website. The last thing that we will do in this video is let's add it to the recipes page. So here, what we're going to do is take that view that we just made and place it right in the body. So in order to do that, we will go back to our block layout window. And this is familiar, I think. So down here in main content, because that is where we want to place our view block on the recipes page, we will click place block. And because when we set our view up, we chose to do a block as opposed to a page, if we type in recipes list, that will show up here in this modal window as an option. So let's select place block, and we will uncheck display title, and then let's save that out, and let's make sure to click save blocks at the bottom. So now if we go to recipes, you can see that we have a dynamic list of recipes from our database. And just to show you, if we went and added a test recipe, that would show up. So we will skip that, nutrition facts, and I do not have a photo for this one, but just to show you here, and then we go over to recipes, right? Perfect. You can see that that has now been added to our list. So this is dynamic. Now let's go back and just delete that piece of test content before I forget. Great. Okay. Now there is a problem. If we go to about, we have our recipes list. If we go to contact, we have our recipes list. All of the pages now have this list, right? Which is not what we want in this case. So how do we fix this? Well, if we could go to block layout, or we could go to this pencil icon and select configure block. I think we'll do that. And now under this visibility section, let's go down to pages, and let's say that we're going to show this block for a listed page. So we will just make sure that recipes is on the listed page window. And what you can do is separate these by a line break. So if I wanted to make sure that this was on recipes and contact, I could do that. But we will just keep this on the recipes page. So with that updated, let's hit save. And now you can see that it has stayed on the recipes page. And let's see if it is also on the menus. It is gone. So that's pretty simple but powerful. And this is just kind of giving you an idea of how you can utilize views to make a dynamic modern website. All right, so that will conclude this video. In the next video, what we are going to do is work on cleaning this up so that it looks more modern and it looks like Bootstrap. I'll see you in the next video.